Do you want a scrap wood build that everyone wants and will actually make you money? Welcome to day 2, and I'm turning scrap wood into gonks. Let's get started. We're going to start by ripping down this pallet. I'm only interested in the middle and the 2 outer slats really for this project. We're looking for be about 9 centimeters in width, and the 2 inner slats aren't quite that thick, but they will come in handy for other bits later on in the gonk. And I'm just quickly tearing this apart and then deciding which bits to keep and which bits to get rid of. And now the usual thing you've got to do when it comes to taking pallets apart is removing nails. This didn't take too long, because some of them I even just cut off with the circular saw, so I didn't need them to be that length. This is my haul from that one pallet, and now I'm giving these 2 boards a quick sand. It's annoying that the middle slat also broke in half, so became useless for this. Give it a good old sand all over, and then I'm using this small other bit to do the other bits that are needed on the gonk. I started off by using 80 grit sandpaper. Now let's start drawing out. So I've started off by drawing the nose and the 2 feet, as you can see there. And then drawing out the white bit that's along the bottom of a Santa hat. And over to the bandsaw to cut these out. You don't have to do this for bandsaw, you can quite easily do this with a jigsaw. It just might be a bit more fiddly. A scroll saw would also work very well with this as well. If you're enjoying this content, if you could give me a subscribe, that would also help out the channel a lot. And then look, here's the feet, the nose, and the... I still don't know what that thing's called. And now it's time to draw on the hat. And then from the top part of the palette, we'll be drawing the beard. So most of this project all comes on 1 slat. And this is where I use the jigsaw to cut this out. Quick and simple. This would be harder on a bandsaw, just due to the length of the wood. And now putting it together like that. And now it's on to sanding, so we'll give this all a quick sand. Every woodworker's favourite part is the sanding, but this shouldn't take too long. And then curving off the corner bottom, because I didn't want them to be too sharp. And then a bit of hand sanding afterwards, just to get in the edges of the beard. And then hit it with the orbital sander again. With 120 grit sandpaper. And kind of softening the edges for this, which then looks pretty good. Now I'm just quickly drawing around it so I roughly know where it is, so before I paint it, so that way when I'm gluing it, I'm gluing wood to wood and not wood to paint. Start off by painting the beard. And then the bit around the bottom of the hat as well. This is just standard acrylic paint you find in a craft shop. Make sure you're getting all those nooks and crannies. Then we're moving on to some pink for the nose. I put way too much in the cup. And now on to the red. So I'm just putting it straight on. I'm painting it straight on up to the lines. That's a great colour red. And yeah, you can even see some of the marks through the wood. Then I'm moving on to some unicorn spit. I didn't have any dark green, and then I did the same thing on the dark green. But you may have already spotted I did a mistake. But I wanted the speed drying up, so I used a heat gun on it. But I accidentally left it too long on the red hat, and it bubbled slightly. So this is with me trying to wipe and repaint on top of it just to try and fix that, which it did. So I was quite lucky there. And then the white just wasn't taken to how I wanted to, so I gave it all a second coat, which was a lot quicker than when I did the first coat. And then onto the boots. I did also give the nose a second coat as well. And then again with the heat gun, just to help speed up the drying process. And time to start sort of building it to see how it looks before we start gluing it down. And this is where I found out I did the mistake. And completely misjudged where things were. I had them too far down when I did the tracing. What's great about this is that the nose, the top of the beard, and the white bit cover any nail holes from the middle of the slat of the pallet, so you don't ever see any nail holes. And yeah, I'm just hot gluing these on. The mistake I made here though is that I should have put the beard on first, because the white bit of the hat is slightly at an angle, gives it a bit of extra character, but I think it would have been slightly better if I had done it that way around. And hot glue is perfectly strong enough for this job. It's just decorative. Most of the things you buy in shops these days seem to be hot glued now anyway, for the sort of crafts sort of side of things. And now pin on the boots. And just like that, they are now complete. What do you guys think? It was quite an easy project. You know, only needed some simple tools and some paint. I would charge for about £10 for these, and obviously there's quite a lot of painting involved. And yeah, let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, I've got another one queued up right here that I think you'll enjoy. And if you want to keep going with this whole Christmas theme, I've got a playlist right here for you. And I'll see you for day 3.